Well, good day again, and welcome to Search for Signs. My name is Gary Willing. Now, I'm really excited to talk about what I always talk about Maitreya and the Masters of Wisdom in a different way. I'm going to talk about what I talk about and some of the esoteric ideas that I try to get across to everyone and so forth through Benjamin Creme's art. Now, I had an introduction video that I put up right before this, so if you want to know more about why I'm doing it and the purpose and stuff behind it, check out that video. But this one, I want to talk about this particular painting. Okay, so I will start off by saying just a couple little things. First and foremost, Benjamin Creme was an artist. That's how he made his living. He painted from when he was quite young to when he probably was getting to be elderly, and then he had to stop painting because he was really focused more on the reappearance of the Christ and the Masters of Wisdom. He was touring the world. He was giving lectures, giving conferences, radio interviews, television interviews in that way. And he really sacrificed what he loved the most in the world, which was to paint, in order to do that. But his paintings are extraordinary. And really, if you want to know who and what Benjamin Creme was, you really couldn't really know him fully unless you knew how he painted and what the meaning was behind his paintings. But this man was able to take some of the most misunderstood, lofty, esoteric ideas, truths, and concepts and break them down into the most simplest common denominator when he was giving his talks or giving talks or interviews on the radio or television or whatever. But for him to be able to take those same ideas and bring them down into art and paint in a certain way, and the way he did it was genius. And you can't, I think, take away anything about his paintings or add anything to it. They're perfect in their own way. He said about his paintings that later on, when he started to paint this way, his master used to work with him on every painting, whether it was the color, the design, the concept, or the overall painting itself. His master worked with him when he did it. So he said his master had a hand in all his paintings. And they're quite extraordinary and beautiful. And if you like his art, I am going to include a link to in a way that you can actually buy one of his lithographs if you want. I'm going to include a link to the Benjamin Creme Museum, and I'm also going to include two links to the YouTube channel where he actually himself talks about his art. So I wanted to keep these videos kind of short. Those videos are quite long. They're about an hour. So I just wanted to really just read out what Benjamin Creme said this painting was, and how this particular painting entitled Vision started the whole thing forward for him, the whole way of painting in this way. And it came from Van Gogh, and it's quite extraordinary and moving, just what Benjamin Creme said about his own paintings, but about this one in particular is quite moving, because I'm also a Van Gogh lover, so it makes sense that this would touch my heart as well. But anyway, hopefully it does the same thing to you. He said, "This painting is the result of an inspiration based on a statement by the Dutch artist Van Gogh, who lived from 1853 to 1890. Van Gogh wrote some wonderful letters, and I believe had he never painted a picture, his letters alone would have earned him a place in the history of man. His letters, in particular to his brother Theo, are some of the most eloquent I have ever read. They convey his love of humanity, his deep inner searching and longing to express the Christ principle through himself, his actions, his life, and above all, in his work. He came to painting very late. He only had 10 years to complete his entire output, and he worked in an extraordinary intensity. He began to think about the art of the future, and as I read what he wrote about it, I had an image of the art of the future, and this painting was the vision which I saw. In the center, we have the fire of the cosmos, the inner spiritual fire embodied by the egg-shaped form of the cosmos, the cosmic egg, over what I take to be the altar shape, as if it is presenting itself to humanity through some agency, perhaps the agency of religion, but in this case, the agency of art." You guys have a wonderful day, and I'll talk to you real soon. Take care.